Bob, and I'm an engineer here at Umbrella. My main role here at Umbrella is to design unnecessary complex puzzles for aesthetics. Before joining Umbrella, I was a freelancer, and some of the contracts I took up got some attention of some of the folks, so now I'm here. Today, I'll be walking you through some of the things I've worked on. So, get your rain boots on, because we're going to be doing a lot of walking. We're going to be doing a lot of walking. So, this right here was one of my first jobs. I did a lot of things here at Sir Spencer's mansion. For one, I made this contraption where you take the shotgun off the wall mount and the doors will lock. Now, you might be asking, wow, why do you build these strange puzzles? Well, I'll get back to that answer in just a bit, but we got more things to check out. Come on. Now here, this was actually a real fun job. This police station right here used to be a museum, so I had a lot to work with when I signed on to add convoluted puzzles. So, here, I made it so when you position the hand in the correct orientation, the fist will open up and it will drop the key. Now, you might be asking, Bob, isn't it a fire hazard to make it so difficult to get into certain rooms? Well, yeah, but it's cool, right? Alright, time to answer the burning question. Where are the point of these puzzles? Well, sorry folks, looks like the lights have just gone out. Can someone turn on the flash or something? Got anything on here? What was that?
Alright, so today I'm going to be recreating the shadow puzzle from Resident Evil 7 in real life. I thought this would be a fun project to tackle because honestly a lot of the puzzles in Resident Evil are pretty ridiculous when you actually think about them in a realistic sense.
Who builds this shit?
That's a good question. I mean, why does this mansion have a rotating pedestal and a spotlight rigged specifically to check if you found the right thing to fill in the painting? But that wackiness is exactly why it's going to be fun to build. Here's how the shadow puzzle actually works. There's a painting on the wall, and then there's a light shining on it. Somewhere in that painting is a silhouette, like basically a missing piece in that painting. And then in front of the painting is a pedestal where you would place an object you found somewhere else in the game. And the goal is to rotate that object until the shadow it casts lines up exactly with the silhouette in the painting. And then once you get it right, the door opens and then you can progress. If you get it wrong, then nothing happens. You just stand in a dark room. The key part of this whole build, like the part that actually makes or breaks the puzzle, is going to be designing the object. So, the first thing I did was to go and look for a reference painting. I ended up going with this one, the Scream. I liked it because the silhouette is really distinct, and I just thought it would be kind of fun to build this one. Now, the reason why designing the object is so difficult is because it has to be confusing to look at. It should only reveal the correct silhouette from one specific angle. Every other angle, it just looks like a random blob and random mess. It just casts random shadows. So to pull that off, I took the silhouette of the screaming figure, turned it into an STL file, and then brought it into Tinkercad. I did that because Tinkercad has this feature where you can turn an image into like a 3D shape. So that gave me a nice baseline to work with. From there, I brought it into Blender and then just started messing with it, extruding parts out, cutting other parts away, and just scattering the geometry around. The goal the whole time was, keep the silhouette recognizable from the front, but turn it into like an unrecognizable pile of shapes at other angles. Once I finished the model, I actually had to simplify it a little bit because I was going to 3D print it, and for 3D printers, you can't make the design too complex. At least the ones that I went to, I took it down to my local library. In case you didn't know, most libraries have like really cool makerspaces where where you can use a lot of cool equipment like 3D printers, which I think is a slept on resource. And the result was really good. It held together and it printed clean, and when you shine a light on it, it actually casted the shadow, which was really cool to see. So at first I was gonna do this project with a Raspberry Pi 02W that I had left over from an old project. I was gonna repurpose that, but the issue was that I needed a camera for this project to work, and I didn't have a compatible camera with the Raspberry Pi, so instead I just did it straight from software off of my laptop. So I wrote a Python program that basically does 4 things over and over and over. The first thing it does is it grabs a frame from the camera. The second thing it does, it turns that frame into pure black and white, so anything dark counts as a shadow and everything else doesn't. Then the third thing it does is it compares that shadow against a reference image I made ahead of time, which is the silhouette casted with the correct orientation. And then the fourth thing it does is scores how well the reference image and the frame it's taking match. Now the really annoying part was calibrating it. This took a really long time. Basically, I'd rotate the object through a full circle, watch what the score did at every angle, and then use that to figure out where to set the threshold. After a bunch of passes, I got it locked in, and here's the final build.